advocate of Allahabad High Court and also been completed his post-graduation from IIT Kharagpur. And he's currently associates in Khurana Advocates and IP Attorneys. So Mr. Saransis today talks about IPR and IP management system for startups in India, how it is started, and what are the relevancy, what are the laws which is to be protected, the IPs which is to be protected the startups in India, and what are the flexibilities provided by the government with regard to the startups, and what are the procedural relaxation is also been given to the startups in India, and what are the overall scenario of IPR? For example, it is taken as a matter of trademark, as a matter of copyright, so that they can be grown up in the commercial market and establish their own identity. So Mr. Saransh Chaturvedi talks about IPR and IP management system for startups in India. So now I'm overing to you, sir. Uh,
Thank you very much, sir. I'm audible, I think, right?
yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
At any point of time, if I'm not audible, please let me know. I will join with my phone, right? Because sometimes the Teams is not supported in my laptop, right? So thank you so much for your kind introduction, sir, and I'm glad to be here with you all. This topic of IPR and IP management for startups. So without wasting much time, we will just start with this whole issue and whole topic. Well, I don't know the audience level here, whether they are from the initial years or they are from the final year. So I will be keeping my lecture in a way that makes you understand the basic necessities as to what is necessary for understanding an IPR initiative and IP management for startups, right? So while dealing with this IPR, we should know that primarily in 20th century, where we find the physical assets and the physical properties gaining prominence, in the 21st century, we are seeing that not physical presence, physical property, but it's the intellectual capital that is gaining prominence, right? So ultimately, when we are trying to see all those bigger corporations and multinational corporations in the world, we can very well judge that all those bigger corporations, why they are so big is because of their technological interventions and because of their IPR. So IPR forms a very strong form and a strong basis of a company and a corporation. It needs to be absolutely clear that this IP asset for a business is something which is very important, and is something which prioritize your IP and prioritize your business in the consumer market. For example, if you are having a strong IP, that means that from having a strong IP, you are having a monopoly over it. Isn't it so? And having a strong monopoly and having a strong IP, it means that you can commercialize that IP in a particular format and in various formats like that of licensing deeds and other aspects. So IPR forms a very important part. In India, we have around 8 IP laws in India: patents, trademark, copyright, design, geographical indication, semiconductor layout designs, protection of plant varieties, and Biological Diversity Act. For all those who are new to this, I am repeating it. The intellectual property laws are 8 in this country: patents, trademark, copyright, geographical indication, and designs, semiconductor layout design, and this protection of plant varieties, and Biological Diversity Act. Before going on to this perspective of what intellectual property laws are in India and how giving you a brief analysis of what all laws are, I will try to first of all stick with the topic. The topic of this lecture is very important, and it needs to be understood first. The topic is IPR and IP management for startup. Let's diversify and dissect the topic into 2 parts. First of all is IPR, and second is intellectual property management for startup. The IPR issue, the first part of the topic, primarily deals with the IP law in this country. What laws are there? What is the procedure of getting an IPR? What is the procedure of getting an IPR, and what is the procedure of execution of that IPR? This is something which is being dealt under the IPR issue, the IP, right? By dealing with this IP management, they do not deal with this perspective of law. They deal with the perspective of business. So you need to understand, while dealing with this IPR law, the IP is, we are dealing with the intricacies of law. But while dealing with the intellectual property management for startup, this is something which is a business perspective, right? So when we talk about startup, primarily those people who are in the startup, they don't want to understand IP law as such. This is very important to understand. It is something which I also experience. They don't know what are the procedural aspects of intellectual property. They don't know about what are the intellectual property, and they actually don't need to know. They know what are their technology and how to get the protection. For that, startup will come to IP lawyer or IP firm for their work. But there are some aspect of IP which are primarily dealt inside the internal organization of intellectual property. That internal organization of the startup means startup don't want to know what are the procedural aspect of intellectual property, but there are some particular aspect of intellectual property that needs to be done and that needs to be decided in the internal basis of that startup or that organization. This particular aspect is what we are understanding as an IP management. Understood? So you need to understand first of all the topic. Both the topic in itself can take hours and hours long, and it's in itself takes around a whole semester to learn, right? So intellectual property is an intricacies of law. Intellectual property management is a business perspective. You need to understand that, right? Let's say, for example, if I am having a trademark, I need to get a trademark registered. How to get it registered, what is the procedure, opposition, objection, and all sort of things are a work of IP lawyer. But what mark need to be adjusted, what mark and how this mark need to fit in the term of startup business, this is something which is done by the startup itself. They will come to you and they will say, okay, fine, this is the trademark which we need to register, right? So you need to understand this difference of IPR and IP management. A lot of mistakes are there where people try to include both of these aspects into one arena and say that these all are only one single subject and these all should be taught in itself in one part. No, both the part is different. Both the part deals with law and business perspective. Coming back to the point, I hope you are understanding the topic itself. Now coming back to this intellectual property rights. I will be dealing with intellectual property rights first part, and I will be dealing with intellectual property management for startups. As I told you, I don't know about what the level of audience is in this whole lecture series, but I will be dealing the basics of intellectual property so that those people who don't know about IPR, this is the learning time, and those people who know about IPR, this is the revision time, right? So intellectual property rights.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
Intellectual property rights, 8 laws. Understood? Patents, trademark, copyright, geographical indication, design, semiconductor layout design, protection of plant varieties, and this Biological Diversity Act. One by one. Patents. Now, what patents do? Basically, when you are having an invention, when you are having, you invent something, right? That invention is being protected under the patents law. No, don't think that you will have an invention and you will get protection. No, there are some procedural aspects and the conditional. Always understand, I am right now dealing with intricacies of law, not business. So you need to apply your lawyer's mind. After when I will move to IP management, you need to apply your business mind, right? So intellectual property rights, patents law. So when you try to do with this patents law, inventions, your invention needs to be granted patents. How? Let's say you are having you are in a business of, let's say, developing a medical instrument, right? So you have developed an invention, you have developed an invention that deals with, let's say an ultrasound, right? Ultrasound machines, right? So while you are applying this ultrasound machine in the patent office for granting of patent, you will need to provide 3 things. First of all, you need to provide that your patent is novel. Novel means new. You are getting a patent only when your inventions are new. You will not get your patent when your invention is already in the public domain. What is the need of getting a patent when already it is in public domain? Isn't it? So you need to first of all prove that it is novel. It is new in this perspective, right? Secondly, you need to prove that it is not obvious. Obvious in the sense that, let's say, suppose your particular invention showcases that E is equal to MC square. Now, E is equal to MC square is something which is obvious, right? So you need to prove that your invention is something which is not obvious, which is something new in the sense, and which is something having some non-obviousness in nature. It was not only in the public domain you did something, right? In class 10th or class 12th, if you have taken mathematics, whenever there was a question of mathematics, you reach an answer through various steps, isn't it? Way 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4. This is what is needed in the patents. You need to understand that your patent should be granted only when there are some inventive steps in it. inventive steps in the sense that your patent is having some inventive steps. You are giving step-by-step analysis. It's not only that A plus B is equal to C. No, you have to understand the step-by-step analysis of patents. And thirdly, most important, is an industrial applicability. Now, what is the need of giving you a patent if that patent does not have any economic significance? Isn't it? So you have to understand that this whole issue of economic significance and this whole issue of industrial applicability needs to be done. Now, again repeating, patents will be there for an invention. You will go to the patent office. You will have to prove three conditions. Your patent is novel, new. Your patent is not obvious. It is having some inventive steps in it. Not only was A plus B is equal to C, no. And your patent is having an industrial applicability. That is something which you need to prove while dealing with this issue of patents, right? So this was the basic. I will not be going, as I told you, since we have a limited time, so I will not be going into patent because a large issue of patent is there, right? Patent opposition, prosecution, pre-grant opposition, post-grant opposition, revocation, all things are there. But to understand the basic analogy of what patent is, this is something which you need to understand, right? Second is trademark. What is trademark? Trademark represents your brand name, logo, or all sort of brand name, logo, symbol, design, and whatever the thing is, whatever you are seeing. This in this lecture, if you're using a mobile phone, if you're using your laptop, you must be able to see the company's name on the laptop or on the name. That is what is called as trademark. Trademark represents your brand and logo name, isn't it? So when you are trying to deal with this trademark, brand, and logo name, it requires protection. It requires that trademark should be protected in its utmost sense. That protection should be given through the trademark office, right? Why it is so? Now, trademark are very important because at one point of time, you will realize that it's the trademark only which represents your brand. Now, you can understand that you must be using your Apple iPhones, right? That Apple, the small 1 byte taken Apple logo, that is the brand. That is something which is the brand value of Apple. If you don't need to give any such things, and if that Apple is there, you will definitely understand that it is Apple Inc. That is the power of trademark. That is the power of your trademark brand logo. In 2020, Apple brand value was around $263 billion, if I'm not wrong. So you can understand the fathom of the business and the brand value in the sense that if that brand value, if that Apple logo, let's say hypothetically, if some court says that you will not be able to use that Apple logo, what will be the impact of the business of Apple Inc? So you need to understand that trademark are very important. This is the trademark thing, right? Copyright. Copyright always protects your artistic, musical, literary expressions and dramatic cinematography work. This particular aspect of intellectual property is primarily dealt under the issues and under the film industries and fashion industries, right? So whenever you are having some, let's say, you are introducing some musics, you are introducing some literature reviews, you are introducing some dramatic work, the films which you see, all are covered under the copyright issues. So copyright is something which is very important, and copyright needs to be done at the foremost place, right? Geographical indication. What is geographical indication? Geographical indication is a kind of intellectual property which deals with those products which have their origin from a particular place. At the time when intellectual property law was developing, there was a lot of issues which was there in terms of a product being developed at a particular place. Let's say, for example, hypothetically, for example, there were issues that some people are stealing some issues, some products from a particular location, getting into some other location, developing their own products. So geographical indication need came from that foundation, because it was necessary to prove that this particular product is from a particular place. That is what a geographical indication, right? So, for example, Darjeeling tea, you must be seeing some handicraft that is there for South India. You must be seeing that artistic expression that is Rajasthani folk culture, Banarasi sari. These are all geographical indications that makes you understand that that particular location is from a particular place. Product origin source is being developed by geographical indication, right? you must be hearing about also, if you are active in all those social medias, you must be hearing about the basmati rice issues with India and Pakistan also. So yeah, this is something, and Rasgulla issue of West Bengal and Odisha. So this is something which is geographical indications, which we as right now don't need, because I don't know startup needs geographical indication or not. But yeah, no need a startup whosoever are going for a startup and entrepreneurship, they don't need geographical indication as such. Now coming forward, the Design Act. Now, what is Design Act? Basically, you must be seeing there are some particular designs, particular ornamental structures, particular combination, particular shapes that are new in nature and that have some economic significance. That is protected under the design. The design gives you a protection of 10 years. For example, these big multinational corporations that are like Jewelries Corporation, Tanishq and all, they what they do is they file for their design for their jewelries mark and the design that they make from their jewelries. They file their aspect of all sort of designs for their jewelries, so that nobody else can copy their jewelry design, right? So that is what the perspective of design is. It will protect your design, shape, combination, and all sort of things, which is ornamental structure of your product. That is covered under the Design Act. Coming forward, semiconductor layout design. Now you must have seen your mobile chip and laptop motherboard. In that laptop motherboard, you must be seeing that the whole chip of green color consists of various transistors and various circuitry designs, right? So semiconductor layout design does not protect your transistor and circuitry things, but what they protect is the layout of all the circuits and transistors which we are doing. There are all transistors and circuitry things which are attached to one another in a particular formatting, in a particular layout, as per the codes which have been developed by the company. So semiconductor layout design protect your layout of that particular motherboard, how you are laying out the transistor, how you are attaching the whole circuitry designs to make a mobile phone. Right? That comes under the semiconductor layout design. Right. Now last two, Protection of Plant Varieties and Biological Diversity Act. These two are very important, but not important for startup. I feel so. Yeah, there are some few startups which are also dealing with agriculture research, and for them there might be important for protection plant varieties, but maximum startups are there only for technological basis like patents, trademark, and copyright issues, right? So what is plant protection? I will give you brief analysis. When there are some agriculture researches going on, every time we are seeing some hybrid seeds, genetic seeds which is developed by the agriculture research farmers and other people who are in this field of agriculture, right? So the protection of plant variety protects your genetic and hybrid seeds in that sense, right? And Biological Diversity Act, this is something which is where traditional knowledge and all sort of sustainable use of natural resources and biological things come. So I feel that for a startup, I don't think the protection of plant varieties and this biological diversity comes to an important point. But yeah, as a part of understanding the intricacies of law, as I told you, you are right now in your lawyer's mind. This is something which is very important to understand. Now, in brief, I have dealt with all these 8 laws. Since I don't take questions at last, I will request if anybody has any question with regards to intellectual property laws, and if they want me to repeat something, I will repeat it out. Over to you, sir, Pawan sir. If anybody has question regarding
yes, sir. Let me unmute the participants so that they can question.
So, Salis talks about the whole scenario of the intellectual property right. If you have any questions, any query in this regard, you can ask to the
yeah. If you want me to repeat also, let me know, because I think if you are new to this, it is very technical and there might be a need to repeat also. Yeah. Because so then I will be moving to the business perspective. Yeah, no issue. Yeah.
Sir, hi, this is student Neha. Neha, you can ask.
Sir, let me unmute them. I'm unmuting them.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now they can ask.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, do you think, like I have heard many people saying that IP law is it doesn't have any scope in India as far as US is concerned. That there is a lot of scope of IP law in US, but why is it so that it is there is no scope in India as compared to US?
I think this is something which is a very important question, not of law, but of an economic significance. Pardon, sir? Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is something which is, I think, not a question of law, but a question of economic prosperity, right? That is very true that intellectual property, the scope of intellectual property in other countries like US, UK, Australia, Japan, South Korea are very much, and probably I think that if as per one of the organization which used to deal with all these sort of ranking of economic prosperity, they once said that the 10% of GDP of US comes from IP only. So it's important. Why is India not into that area of intellectual property? Is only because of the environment there. With this ongoing issues of startup entrepreneurship, I hope that in the upcoming decade or in this decade only, we will see a high jump of intellectual property. But it's just because of a lack of economic policies. And also one more thing which I feel is that we have a very stringent intellectual property regime, and that is why US always keep India in the priority watch list. There is every year US takes up the all the countries and puts the list of the countries which are having a very stringent intellectual property regime, in which India is there from last 4 years. So this is also a reason why people are not intending to go for intellectual property regime, because of stringent law, and also major companies like in this particular year, we have seen few major companies and corporations coming in India, but it's basically because of the law and because stringent law and because of a particular atmosphere which we see of initiative. So I think this is something which is because your question does not pertain to law. It's more of an economic significance and economic prosperity in the country. Yeah, I hope it will be better.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, if anyone have another question.
Yeah, I
or
have
shall
some
we
one question.
proceed?
Good evening, sir. Can you just please repeat that geographical indication and why one
Sure.
place just over the other? Can you just elaborate?
How you want? What? Please repeat.
What place just takes over the other? That means what place one place just win over the others? How it is evaluated?
One place. Okay. How it is evaluated? First of all, geographical indication, as I will repeat. The thing is that suppose, let's say, for example, you are living in Madhya Pradesh, or let's say in some area of Madhya Pradesh where some historical significance is always there, that you are making a product. Now I from Greater Noida, I will go to Madhya Pradesh and I will see your product. I see your whole issues of how you are making that product, and I go to Greater Noida, make that product, and earns a lot of money. They're not giving any significance to you, right? So there comes the importance of geographical indication, whereby the particular product of that particular place needs to get recognition from the geographical indication office. There, as usual, how one place other is because variety of things matters here. So the couple of things are like the historical significance as to why and how you are dealing with these things, right? Darjeeling tea, these Darjeeling teas are from centuries, right? So that historical significance and that expertise and that people who are dealing with that business, all sort of things are being considered while giving a geographical indication to that place. So geographical indication is nothing but it tells you the source of origin of that product. Like if you will go to wherever place you will go, you will find, okay, fine, this is an artistic work that is developed in Rajasthan. So that is something which is important of geographical indication. I hope you got that right. Historical significance, people here in the business, how long they are in the business, how long they are developing, is there any family matter? These all characteristics and these all issues are being dealt while giving a geographical indication by the office. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone other question? So, sir, you may proceed for further.
I had a question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I have a question, and the question is like, what is the time taken by the authorities to get that registered if application is received for registration of the trademark of a particular company?
On average, trademark takes you around 2 to 3 years. Patent takes you around 4 to 5 years. And yes, trademark takes you around 2 to 3 years, and patent takes you around 4 to 5 years. This is an average time duration which we as a lawyer, which we are seeing every day, because ultimately.
Sir, so why is the time taken so long, like as compared to, it should not be taking that long, because the business will ultimately suffer.
I'm telling you. See, there are a lot of procedures, right? So one need to understand the procedure that is being developed. Intellectual property, first of all, means that I told you that from an intellectual property perspective, you are getting a monopoly over it, right? So the trademark office, which are giving you the intellectual property, needs to understand that the monopoly is for you only. So that's why the trademark, the whole issue, like even if you talk about patents and trademark, there are a lot of procedures. First of all, when you will file your trademark, the trademark registry will give you an objection report. After getting into objection report and after replying to the objection report, your trademark will be published in a journal. After getting published in a journal, there are opposition from the public. After getting an opposition from the public, there are hearings in the office of trademark. If the parties are not settled in the office of trademark, they will go to court. You understanding? A lot of procedures. I totally understand. That's why the first question was there regarding the IP scenario. That's what the stringent and the whole long lengthy procedure of trademark, and that's why it is also a reason why intellectual property is not coming into a big aim of in India itself, because of the long procedure. But what to do? Because ultimately intellectual property is giving you a monopoly, so that all procedure needs to be taken to be clear that okay, fine, this trademark is for you only and no one else is using it. So that is all long procedures is being given, and that's why there is such a long procedures, and that's why it takes a lot of time.
And sir, one very last part of this question I would like to ask also, like what is can you just tell me, like can you tell us like what is the on an average number of applications received in Pan India basis per year for the patent?
I think in the year, I know the data of 2019. I don't exactly remember exactly, but yeah, in 2020 the data is still yet to be released by the patent office since this corona pandemic and all. But in 2019, I think around 2 to 3 lakh patents filings were there. If I'm not wrong, you please check it on from the Google, because I'm not dealing with this all sort of patent filings and all. So it was probably around 2 to 3 lakhs patent filing material.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
This Sandhya Goyal, you may ask question. You raise the hand.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I wish to ask, since today's session is for the SIP, means the Startup Intellectual Property Protection Scheme by the Government of India. Can you just throw some light, from last 1 or 2 years, how many startups, got a IP protection from the Government of India?
Your question deals with some of the facts which I am not aware of, to be very honest. How many startups have given protection? It is something which is factual questions, and I don't exactly know the number. So I will not comment on this question, because that is something which is easily available. You can go to Google and search. But yeah, okay. To be very honest, yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You may proceed, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope that till now you are clear with this intellectual property rights, the 8 intellectual property rights, and also the differentiation that I did in terms of the topic, intellectual property, IVR, and IP management for startup.
Sir, can we take the last question from Kanika? Last question from Kanika.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, sir. I'm Kanika this side. Sir, my question is that suppose some ABC company started and they didn't get the trademark registered, and somebody else takes the name and they start up with the same company, and they were the first ones who start with the registration process. So who can take up the name then, sir?
A company ABC is there. They did not have a. Let me clarify the question as per my understanding. A company ABC is there. They have a unregistered trademark, isn't it?
Right, sir. Right.
And another company is taking that unregistered trademark, isn't it?
And they get it registered first.
They get it registered first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you need to understand the trademark foundation principle. Answering your question will lead me to go inside the trademark law. Well, I will go then. Okay, if this is the question. So first of all, trademark law as such does not permit a registration as a mandatory one. If you have a registration of a trademark, it's okay. But if you don't have a registration of trademark, it's also okay. That's come 2 points. First of all, registered trademark, and secondly, unregistered trademark. The registered trademark can be protected since it is registered, but unregistered trademark can also be protected as per the common law doctrine. How come? If that ABC company, yes.
सर थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बोलिए सर, हमें समझ नहीं आ रहा पूरे इंग्लिश.
ओके, तो हमारा जो ट्रेडमार्क होता है वो ट्रेडमार्क या तो रजिस्टर भी हो सकता है या तो अनरजिस्टर्ड भी हो सकता है. जब रजिस्टर्ड ट्रेडमार्क होता है तो वो पर्टिकुलरली आप उसमें ये क्लेम कर सकते हैं कि हमारा ट्रेडमार्क देखो ऑफिस से रजिस्टर है, तुम नहीं कर सकते कुछ काम. जब हमारा ट्रेडमार्क अनरजिस्टर्ड है, जैसे कि क्वेश्चन आपने बोला, तो जब अनरजिस्टर्ड ट्रेडमार्क होता है तो उसके लिए एक एस्पेक्ट है पासिंग ऑफ, PASSING, पासिंग ऑफ. ये एक डॉक्ट्रिन है जो कि इंडिया लॉ फॉलो करता है. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि जब आपका ट्रेडमार्क, सपोज करिए आपने रजिस्टर नहीं किया और कोई और उसको यूज कर रहा है, लेकिन आपका मार्क जो है वो एक सोसाइटी में इम्पैक्ट और गुडविल, आपका कंज्यूमर बेस बना हुआ है. इसका मतलब ये है कि आपने रजिस्टर तो नहीं किया, लेकिन आपका ट्रेडमार्क अनरजिस्टर्ड होने के बावजूद भी एक पब्लिक डोमेन और कंज्यूमर बेस में बना हुआ है. इसको भी इंडिया लॉ रिस्पेक्ट करता है. इसका मतलब आपको समझ में आ रहा है?
यस सर, यस.
हाँ, तो इसका मतलब ये है कि आपका जो लॉ है, आपका जो ट्रेडमार्क है वो अनरजिस्टर्ड है, मान लिया आपने ट्रेडमार्क ऑफिस में नहीं किया रजिस्टर्ड, मान लिया, लेकिन आपका जो एक इम्पैक्ट है आपने पहले से इसको यूज किया है और आपका एक कंज्यूमर बेस है, तो उसका भी रिस्पेक्ट है हमारे ट्रेडमार्क लॉ में. उसको भी रिस्पेक्ट दिया गया है और अनरजिस्टर्ड ट्रेडमार्क को भी क्लेम करने के लिए कहा गया है. उस केस में, अगर आपके क्वेश्चन पे वापस में आता हूं, तो उस केस में एबीसी जो है वो सीधे कोर्ट पे वहां जा सकता है और कह सकता है कि देखो भैया, ये जो मार्क है, माना कि मैंने अनरजिस्टर किया था, लेकिन ये मार्क मैं पहले से यूज कर रहा हूँ. ये मार्क मैंने अच्छा खासा मैंने अपना कंज्यूमर बेस बना रखा है, लोग मुझे पहचानते हैं इस मार्क से, गुडविल है मेरी मार्केट में. उस गुडविल के आधार पे आपको पासिंग ऑफ मिल जाएगा और आपको पासिंग ऑफ के आधार पे आपको मार्क के ऊपर प्रायोरिटी राइट मिलेगा. ये एक कंसेप्ट है पासिंग ऑफ का. ये एक लॉ का कंसेप्ट है जिसमें मैं जाना नहीं चाहता था, लेकिन आपने कोई सा क्वेश्चन पूछा तो आई थिंक अब क्लियर हो गया होगा आपको. जी,
वेरी क्लियर. थैंक यू सर.
Sir, actually, we have a question answer session at the end of this.
No, actually, the thing is, Pawan sir, actually, the thing is that in the last, when we try to deal with this question, students tend to forget and some other aspects.
Yes.
That's why I always prefer getting questions at the first, because then at the last we will be taking only IP management question, not IPR, right?
Yes. So students, if any doubt with regard to IPR, because one part is cleared by the sir, as he divided this workshop in 2 parts. IPR is dealt by the sir, and the question was also been taken. If you have any question with regard to IPR, you may ask in at the end of the session, or with related to the IP management for startup service, going to start now. Further proceed for this second part. So also for the question raised for the second part at the end of the session. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So now dealing with IP management, as I will also be dealing with Hindi and English as well, because I feel that okay, fine, to make you more understand, I will be dealing. I think Hindi is not a problem, sir. If I am trying to be in Hindi also as well, because to make you understand.
No issue, sir.
Okay. So trademark. Let's start with this IP management, and let's keep your mind now. Please forget that you are a lawyer. Please understand that now you are a business management. You have done MBA, right? And you are having an entrepreneur. Forget whatever the thing you are having. You are a lawyer. Forget it. You are a business person. You have a startup. Today you start a startup. More important thing, as I told you in IPR, there are IPs like GI, protection, plant varieties, biological diversity. These are not important for IPR. For startup. What are important is patents, trademark, copyright, and design to some extent. So my IP management will be structuring this whole issue of patents, trademark, and copyright, right? So, okay, fine. Now you have a startup. Now you are sitting in a company and you are having a meeting and you think that okay, fine. First of all, thing is trademark. So you think, okay, fine, now you should go for a trademark registration. The first important point for a startup, as per the trademark registration is concerned, you need to have a strong mark. Strong mark in the sense, आपका मार्क ऐसा होना चाहिए जो कि important हो, और आपका मार्क ऐसा होना चाहिए जो कि आपको आपका ब्रांड वैल्यू बता सके. ऐसे ही कोई मार्क नहीं करना है कि जो कि बहुत सिंपल है, जिसको जो कि बहुत कॉमन है. फॉर दैट, टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, आई विल बी डिवाइडिंग these mark into 4 parts. ट्रेडमार्क लॉ 4 तरीके के मार्क को, कैटेगरीज को समझाता है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इज जेनरिक, सेकंड इज डिस्क्रिप्टिव, थर्ड इज डिस्क्रिप्टिव और जेनरिक वी कैन से, suggestive, third is arbitrary, and fourth is fanciful or quaint. I will repeat. First is the descriptive, second is your suggestive, third is your this one arbitrary, and fourth is your fanciful. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि when you are trying to deal with this trademark registration, याद रहे मैंने पहले बोला, startup does not need to understand the trademark law in such. They only need to understand what the trademark and what the trademark they need to register. The registration process is of lawyer, and now you are a businessman, right? So you have to keep in mind only till the perspective of management, right? So the trademark registration, trademark making, तो trademark को कैसे हम बनाएं? तो startup को ये ध्यान होना चाहिए कि while making a trademark, their trademark should be very strong, first point, and their trademarks must have the capability to understand and to let the consumer understand that mark is them. मतलब कि ऐसा हो, ऐसा मार्क हो जिसको कंज्यूमर देख के समझ जाए कि अच्छा ये मार्क है, ओके ये मार्क तो उनका है. दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज पावरफुल मार्क. पावर होनी चाहिए उस मार्क, राइट? उसके लिए हम 4 पार्ट में, वैसे मैंने कहा, डिवाइड करेंगे. उसको मैं आपको इजीली सब्जेक्ट में बताऊंगा, राइट? जेनरिक मतलब डिस्क्रिप्टिव. जब मैं जेनरिक बोलूं तो मतलब डिस्क्रिप्टिव, सजेस्टिव, आर्बिट्रेरी एंड फैंसीफुल. नाउ डिस्क्रिप्टिव जेनरिक क्या होता है? ये आपने देखा होगा कोई मार्क है जैसे पिज्जा हट. पिज्जा हट इज अ जेनरिक और डिस्क्रिप्टिव मार्क. डिस्क्रिप्टिव मींस और जेनरिक मींस इट बाय द नेम ओनली यू आर द डिस्क्राइबिंग ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विसेज इज देयर. मतलब बस नाम को पढ़ के ही आपको समझ में आ गया कि अच्छा ये तो पिज्जा बनाता है. KFC, केंटकी फ्राइड चिकन, ये डिस्क्रिप्टिव मार्क होते हैं जो कि नाम को बता के ही समझ में आ जाए कि हाँ अच्छा ये मार्क तो चिकन होगा वहां पे, राइट? कार्टून नेटवर्क, दीज आर ऑल द डिस्क्रिप्टिव मार्क जो कि बहुत ही ज्यादा वीक होते हैं. मतलब lot of trademark issues comes with the descriptive issues. So we suggest that startups should not deal with a descriptive mark. Suggestive, second. Suggestive means that particular mark is suggesting your product and services. इसका मतलब है कि वो प्रोडक्ट नाम तो नहीं बता रहा, बट हाँ आपको बता रहा है हल्का फुल्का कि किस कंपनी में वो होगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एयरबस, बड़ी कंपनी. That's something from the name only you can get ki, okay fine, this is Airbus, this is something which is being dealt with the aircraft and air something. Microsoft, okay, by the name only it is suggesting you ki, okay, something with regards to software issues and all, right? So ये भी मार्क, ऐसे मार्क भी बहुत वीक होते हैं. तो स्टार्टअप को याद रखना चाहिए कि when they are trying to deal with a trademark and when they are forming some trademark as for their company, they should not go into descriptive and suggestive. Understood? जब descriptive में जाएंगे तो फिर भी weak है, suggestive में जाएंगे तो भी weak है. We as a lawyer suggest that you should go as an arbitrary and a quaint word, right? What is an arbitrary? Arbitrary word is those words which does not have any link with the product. सबसे बड़ा अच्छा example है Apple. Apple is a fruit, but now Apple is used for mobile phones and this whole issue of Apple Inc. These are all called as arbitrary work. Let's say for example like Gold Flake, cigarette company. Gold Flake, nothing is there, right? It is assuming you cannot say okay, we all know what Apple is, but let's say hypothetically, let's say call a person or call a small child and say कि अच्छा ये बताओ Apple क्या है, तो he will say fruit. He will not say कि it is a company dealing with multinational company dealing with mobile phones. That is what is called as arbitrary. They are stronger marks. You have a strong issues with that mark and you have a strong holding on that mark. That is what is called as arbitrary mark. And last, fanciful and quaint is the most strongest mark. It means that these marks were not previously coined and they are something which is which denotes your company at that sense. For example, Pepsi. Now you have a meaning of Pepsi, but Pepsi dealing with the Coca-Cola cold drink was something which was not coined. It is something which is inventive. Zomato, the most famous example which you use. What is the meaning of Zomato? It's just a coined word, right? Zomato is a coined word. I don't feel that in any of a dictionary you will be finding the word meaning of Zomato. Now it's something which is very common right now, but Zomato is a coined word, and that's where the maximum protection is there for these marks. I will repeat: don't go for descriptive, don't go for suggestive. Descriptive matlab Pizza Hut, Kentucky, that describe your product. Suggestive means that suggest something that is there with your product, like this Airbus, Microsoft. Go for arbitrary and fanciful. Arbitrary means like Apple. Fanciful, coined means like Zomato, Swiggy, Pepsi, Xerox, all the Kodak, all these bigger companies which are having a coined name. It is something which is very inventive. It was not thought before. Okay, fine. Oh, what was Xerox? Now we all know, right? But while the Xerox was thinking of their own mark, it was that time invented. That is the strongest mark that I could ever see. Now, this is something, one part is done. You are having a mark. Now you need to understand the second part. A maximum startup, I will say 95% of startup do this mistake. They don't search. In a trademark registry, all marks which are registered and also which are being published and also which are being filed are all available on the trademark website. But maximum startup, what they do is that they don't search, and then they file their trademark, and then they get opposition and objection that this mark is already being registered. So you need to understand that this trademark has to be searched. And ये startup बहुत बड़ी गलती करते हैं. हर startup को ये समझ में आता है कि चलो ठीक है ये नाम होगा मेरा. और सबसे बड़ी गलती तो ये करते हैं कि कोई भी startup बन जाता है वो नाम ऐसे descriptive suggestive कर देते हैं. So for a startup, for a particular stronger protection, we tell to startup कि okay fine, you should be understanding the particular category and the mark arbitrary or fanciful type का होना चाहिए कि impact पड़े consumer पे. Right? We give them the example also. After getting कि ठीक है ये mark करना है, then have a good search. Don't go just for filing. क्योंकि file कर दिया. Now when you are filing it, you get opposition and objection. Then what? If you are getting an opposition and objection, then you are again getting into the litigation and all. You will again file reply. It will go on and on. That one person says that person who asked me the question regarding this, why it takes so long. These are all the things. कि ये सब मिस्टेक्स हो जाती हैं. फिर लंबा देता रहता है, फिर ऑब्जेक्शन पे ऑब्जेक्शन, फिर ऑपोजिशन, फिर उसके बाद फिर कोर्ट हियरिंग, 2 से 3 साल लग जाता है. तो दिस इज समथिंग. और ये गलती ट्रेडमार्क ऑफिस की तो है ही ना लंबा लेने की, बट इट इज ऑल्सो प्रोरोगेटिव ऑफ योरसेल्फ एज अ पार्ट ऑफ द स्टार्टअप कि आप भी ऐसा गलती ना करो. समझे? तो ये लेट होने का गलती ट्रेडमार्क ऑफिस की तो है ही, बट हम लोग की भी है कि हम लोग भी उसको एज अ स्टार्टअप पर्सन हम लोग करें तो हम लोग ऐसे मार्क करें, पहले अपना होमवर्क कर लें. कहते हैं ना कि कहीं आप अप्लाई करते हैं किसी कंपनी में तो आप पहले कंपनी के बारे में जानकारी ले लें. तो वैसे ही कंपनी अगर ट्रेडमार्क अप्लाई कर रही है तो उसको कंपनी को जानकारी लेना चाहिए कि कौन कौन से मार्क ऑलरेडी रजिस्टर हैं. किसी भी हाल में ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि उन्होंने मार्क किया और फिर ऑब्जेक्शन पे आते रहे तो वो अपना काम भूल के इससे इसी पे लग जाएंगे. यही टेंशन है. तो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग कि भाई हाँ, ट्रेडमार्क इज नाउ रेडी, नाउ योर सर्च रिपोर्ट इज रेडी. Okay, trademark is also there in terms of your classes. We are having particular classes कि इस क्लास में ये प्रोडक्ट है, इस क्लास में ये प्रोडक्ट है, इस क्लास में ये सर्विसेज हैं, राइट? तो द स्टार्टअप नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्लास ऑल्सो. क्लास सब कुछ अवेलेबल है ऑनलाइन. इसे कहते हैं नाइस क्लासिफिकेशन, NICE, नाइस क्लासिफिकेशन. आप नोट कर सकते हैं. ये सारी 45 क्लासेस हैं, इसमें सबके सब क्लासेस दिए हुए हैं. तो जब आप रजिस्ट्रेशन जाते हैं ट्रेडमार्क के लिए, व्हेन यू विल गो फॉर रजिस्ट्रेशन, द ट्रेडमार्क ऑफिस विल आस्क यू इन व्हिच क्लास यू आर गेटिंग. अनदर मिस्टेक स्टार्टअप जो करते हैं वो ये करते हैं कि वो क्लास ही मिस्टेक कर लेते हैं, बिकॉज समटाइम्स इट इज वेरी कंफ्यूजन. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज द वर्क ऑफ अ लॉयर कि वो क्लास कैसे हम डिमार्केट करें. तो दैट इज व्हाट समथिंग इट इज लाइक कि you have to understand which class is there, and for that class you need to understand where you are applying or for what you are dealing with, right? So that is something which is important in terms of getting a strong in trademark registry. Again repeating, आपका मार्क बन गया, आपने सर्च कर लिया, आपने क्लास देख लिया, और फिर afterwards, after this work, then comes the work of a lawyer. Then you will hire a lawyer, or either you will register yourself. That is particularly on your issues. Then you will register, you will hire a lawyer, and you will do all sort of things, right? So IP management for a trademark was limited to that perspective. अभी मैं बताऊंगा और आगे कि कैसे IP management trademark में होगा. But for a time being and for a basic understanding, you should have a strong mark, and internally you should have a good search reports so that किसी भी तरीके से आपके स्टार्टअप को आप अपने वर्क पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करें, ना कि आपने लिटिगेशन अप्रोच में आपने कुछ भी कर दिया मार्क और देन इट कम्स टू द कोर्ट, तो आपका फायदा क्या, फिर आप कोर्ट लिटिगेशन में लग जाएंगे, राइट? So you need to have a good due diligence of your trademark, right? Before getting further, I will also like to make you understand IP management in startup as a topic says. Always remember one thing. It is the biggest mistake that startup do. जब हम IP management की बात करते हैं, it is not saying about your own IP, but it is also seeking another's IP. मतलब जब आप IP management startup में फोकस करते हैं, तो उस IP मैनेजमेंट को आपको आपके अपने कंपनी में तो देखना ही है, बट इट मींस दैट योर IP मैनेजमेंट शुड आल्सो परटेन्स टू अनदर IP. मतलब आपको दूसरों का भी IP देखना है ना, आप अपने ही IP देखते रहे और दूसरों का IP इन्फ्रिंज कर दिए तो फिर कोर्ट केसेस, आपका IP कोई और इन्फ्रिंज कर दिया तो फिर आप फिर कोर्ट केसेस करिए. तो IP मैनेजमेंट, फॉर अ बेस्ट IP मैनेजमेंट फॉर स्टार्टअप्स, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड योर ओन IP फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, and secondly you need to understand what all IPs are in the public third party. कौन से IP आ रहे हैं, कौन से ट्रेडमार्क फाइल हुए हैं, अच्छा कौन सा ट्रेडमार्क वही मेरा तो इन्फ्रिंज नहीं कर रहा है कोई ट्रेडमार्क. This is something which you have to do, and that's why most of the startup are hiring a firm for their whole work of IP, because these are all very complex work. Because startup अपना दिमाग लगाएंगे कि इस पे दिमाग लगाएंगे, right? So that is why there is the issue of all sort of typical critical issues of IPR comes into the play, right? So IP management does not mean that you are only concentrating on your IP. You are concentrating as a whole. You are seeing the third party IP as well. And इसीलिए मैंने कहा कि जब आप ट्रेडमार्क कर रहे हैं तो you need to have a good search report. ऐसा ना हो कि आपने बिना सर्च रिपोर्ट के गए and then you are in trouble in court case and in trademark office में ऑब्जेक्शन दिया, तो ऐसे टाइम बढ़ता रहेगा और फिर आपके पैसा और खर्चा होगा, right? So this is something which was more important for your IP management for startup in trademark. ये ट्रेडमार्क में आपको करना है. Moving further in patents. When we talk about in patents, when we talk about all issues in patents, it is very important to make you to understand that this patent and this IP management in patents need to be understood into three perspectives. ऐसे आप कभी नहीं भूलेंगे, ऐसे जैसे मैंने याद किया. आपने स्टार्टअप बनाया, तीन चीज आप याद रखिए. पहला चीज, क्या पेटेंट आपके पास है, कौन कौन से पेटेंट आपके पास है, पहला चीज. सेकंड, कौन कौन से पेटेंट की आपके पास जरूरत है जो कि आपके पास नहीं है, ठीक. और थर्ड चीज, कौन कौन से पेटेंट आपको डेवलप करना है, ठीक. इन इंग्लिश, व्हाट पेटेंट्स यू आर हैविंग, व्हाट पेटेंट्स यू नीड एट द टाइम ऑफ योर स्टार्टिंग ऑफ योर स्टार्टअप, एंड व्हाट पेटेंट्स यू नीड टू डेवलप. ये तीन चीजें आपको बहुत इंपॉर्टेंटली ध्यान में रखनी है जब यू आर डीलिंग विद आईपी मैनेजमेंट फॉर स्टार्टअप इन पेटेंट्स. एवरी स्टार्टअप शुड अंडरस्टैंड दिस. गलतियां क्या क्या होती है, mistakes. Whenever a startup is there and entrepreneurship is there, they don't prioritize their own IP. कई सारे होते हैं, ऐसा होता है कि कोई कुछ IP उनके पास ऑलरेडी है, उनको है ही नहीं ध्यान. This might seems to very hilarious and this you must not believe it, but it is. There are some startups who used to come to us and we used to see all their histories and all their licensing deeds, and we understand that you are having two IPs and you are having in licensing you are having two IPs in licensing and you are paying royalties. So ऐसा होता है. They don't understand that, they don't prioritize their own IP, they don't evaluate their own IP. So you have to understand what IP first of all you are having. You can notice this is called as patent portfolio management. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि आप पोर्टफोलियो, राइट, बाय द टर्म ऑफ पोर्टफोलियो अंडरस्टैंड कि पहले आपने स्टार्टअप बना लिया, आपने ट्रेडमार्क का काम कर लिया, ये क्लियर हो गया है आपको, ठीक. अब आप आ गए हैं पेटेंट्स पे. तो जब आप पेटेंट्स पे आए हैं तो आपको क्लियर है कि चलो ठीक है, ये आईपी मेरे पास ऑलरेडी है, ठीक. मैंने पहले डेवलप किया था, मैंने कहीं ना कहीं से मेरे पास ये आईपी है, ये चीज होना चाहिए. इसके लिए आपको एक लिस्ट अपना स्टार्टअप बनाए, इसे कहते हैं पेटेंट पोर्टफोलियो. इन दैट पेटेंट पोर्टफोलियो you have to understand that चलो ये IP जो मेरे पास हैं, इनको कैसे हम यूज करें मार्केट में. IP मैनेजमेंट, दिस इज व्हाट IP मैनेजमेंट इज. IP मैनेजमेंट यही नहीं कि आपके पास कौन से IP है, बट IP मैनेजमेंट ये भी है कि आपके पास जो IP है उसको आप कैसे यूज करें. पैसा तो आएगा आपके पास, इन्हीं IP से पैसा आएगा. आइदर आप रॉयल्टी, आइदर आप लाइसेंस करें उसको, आइदर आप किसी को असाइन करें राइट जो है आपके पास IP को देने के लिए. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल you need to understand patent portfolio. You have copied, okay fine, this is all the patent things are there, patent portfolio is done. Now coming forward, you need to understand कि okay fine, these are all IPs which I am having. Second, आपके पास कौन से IP हैं जिसकी आपको जरूरत है. When I say IP, it means patents, right? I'm dealing with patents, so please don't be confused by IP and patents. So what patents you are having. तो आपको समझ में आया कि चलो ठीक है, ये ABC कंपनी है, इसके पास जो पेटेंट है ये मुझे अभी तुरंत की जरूरत है. तो हम क्या करेंगे? You will contact that company ABC and you will come into the licensing terms. That is very clear. You will come in with the licensing terms. That is where licensing deeds are there. तो उसके लिए आपको उनसे लाइसेंस करने के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट एग्रीमेंट्स और बाकी सब जो है वो ध्यान में रखने होंगे. These are all parts of IP management. तो आपने पहला देख लिया, आपके पास पेटेंट पोर्टफोलियो है, मेरे पास ये IP है, हम चलो उसको कैसे इसका कमर्शियलाइजेशन करें, कहाँ से इससे पैसा कमाएं. सेकंड, हम जाएंगे उसके पास एंड देन हम लोग देखेंगे कि चलो ठीक है, इसके पास ये IP है, इससे हम लाइसेंस करते हैं. ठीक. एंड थर्ड, विच IP you need to develop, R&D, research and development. This is something which is very important because you are a startup, you will not end up taking up a licensing royalties. अब अगर आप सबसे लाइसेंस ही लेना शुरू कर दें तो आपका तो पूरा पैसा सिर्फ रॉयल्टीज में चला जाएगा जो लाइसेंसिंग टर्म्स में आपने एग्री किया है ना. तो आपको भी खुद अपने आप में डेवलप करना है ना कि मेरे पास जो मेरा अपना IP और इसको मैं लाइसेंस कर सकूं, मैं पैसा कमा सकूं. तो आपका थर्ड पॉइंट होगा कि आपको कौन सा IP पेटेंट्स डेवलप करना है. 3 पॉइंट अगेन रिपीट करूंगा. कौन से पेटेंट्स आपके पास ऑलरेडी है और कैसे इसको यूज करना है, IP मैनेजमेंट. ठीक. और कौन से पेटेंट्स आपको तुरंत जरूरत है एंड आपको किसी और से लाइसेंसिंग करने की बहुत जरूरी है. यू नीड टू लाइसेंस फ्रॉम एक्सेट्रा कंपनी, राइट. एंड थर्ड, you need to develop an IP for yourself. It's on your startup. It's on your name, right? तो ये था patent management in terms of intellectual property management for startup. आपको ये 3 पर्सपेक्टिव दिखना है क्योंकि बहुत there are lot of issues with startup and with patents itself. तो बहुत easy के लिए मैंने आपको ये patent portfolio, patent हिंदी में बता दिया. आपको याद रहेगा कि कौन से पेटेंट आपके पास ऑलरेडी हैं, कौन से पेटेंट की आपको जरूरत है, आपको जाके लाइसेंस करना है, और कौन कौन से पेटेंट आपको आने वाले टाइम में बनाना है. These all are the IP मैनेजमेंट. ऐसे मैनेज करते हैं आप स्टार्टअप को, क्या आपको कैसे पैसा कमाना है एक्स्ट्रा. तो ये हो गया IP मैनेजमेंट इन स्टार्टअप इन टर्म्स ऑफ पेटेंट्स. ट्रेडमार्क आपने देख लिया है, पेटेंट्स आपने देख लिया है. लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, आई विल ऑल्सो डील विद कॉपीराइट बिकॉज विद द न्यू ट्रेंड ऑफ गोइंग ऑल सॉर्ट ऑफ आई थिंक एप्स एंड ऑल रील्स आती रहती हैं, तो कॉपीराइट इश्यूज भी इंक्रीज हो गए हैं. तो फॉर दैट इश्यूज इन कॉपीराइट you need to understand that copyright protects your the artistic, literary and expressions and dramatic work. As the question that was asked in trademark, जो register unregistered वाला था, ये आपको याद रहे, ध्यान रहे कि कॉपीराइट में भी एग्जैक्टली सेम नॉन मैंडेटरी नहीं है. कॉपीराइट एंड ट्रेडमार्क में भी मैंडेटरी नहीं है. Let's say tomorrow if there is a song played by Shah Rukh Khan and then he is not registering that copyright, right? उसको जरूरत नहीं है रजिस्टर करने की. He himself is having a public domain, he himself is having a consumer base, और उसकी बात नहीं, आप खुद अगर एक आर्टिकल लिख रहे हैं, आपको रजिस्टर करने की जरूरत नहीं है. To be very precise, ये बहुत क्लियर होना चाहिए कि आपको कॉपीराइट रजिस्टर करने की जरूरत नहीं. There is no mandatory registration of copyright and trademark. Still they are protected. But as an IP lawyer, we never suggest you to have an unregistered trademark and an unregistered copyright. ये IP मैनेजमेंट का सबसे खराब चीज है. इसका मतलब क्या होता है आपको बताता हूँ. ऐसे फॉर एग्जांपल, जब आपने ट्रेडमार्क को रजिस्टर नहीं किया, ठीक, तो अगले पार्टी के पास कई सारे आर्गुमेंट्स रहते हैं जो कि उससे वो डिबेट कर ले कि आपने रजिस्टर नहीं किया, और आपके पास आर्गुमेंट के नाम पे सिर्फ एक चीज रहता है कि आपका अपना पहले आपका यूज था. जब रिक्वायरमेंट्स में आते हैं, कोर्ट आपसे ये पूछेगा कि आपका कंज्यूमर बेस कितना है, आपका कंज्यूमर बेस कितना है, आपकी मार्केट में गुडविल कितनी है, आपके मार्क ने आपने रजिस्टर तो नहीं किया. बिकॉज एज आई टोल्ड यू कि जब आपका अनरजिस्टर्ड ट्रेडमार्क है तो आप फिर भी प्रोडक्ट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन आपको प्रूफ करना पड़ता है कि देखो ये मार्क ऐसा है, स्ट्रॉन्ग मार्क है जिससे कंज्यूमर पहचाने लगे हैं मुझे. तो उसके लिए कई सारे पॉइंट्स उसको प्रूफ करना होता है. देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ पॉइंट्स एंड दैट इज क्लोज टू इम्पॉसिबल, व्हिच आई फील as having an experience also in this trademark attorney, because I actually deal in trademark. So this is close to impossible. Treating the goodwill, the consumer base, and all sort of things are very difficult to get yourself accustomed with. That's why we always say, in spite of being trademark and copyright, you have to be very clear that for an IP management, get it registered as soon as possible. Because रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए देखिए बहुत पैसा नहीं लगता, 4,500 रुपए ट्रेडमार्क का है, 9,000 रुपए sorry, I don't know exactly the amount of copyright wala, but 4,500 is for trademark registration, right? So government is giving incentives too for those startups, right? So get it registered, get your trademark registered, even if you're dealing with this copyright issues, and even if you're dealing with this issues of what you say copyright, and if you are having let's say a music industry, get everything registered, because then you will have an upper right. You don't need to prove all sort of goodwills and all, right? So copyright जब आप deal कर रहे हैं, तो you need to understand, since it's not mandatory, you don't end up copying others, right? उसमें क्या होता है कि उसके पास भी वही right है, मतलब so let's say if I am a person, if I am a startup, and if I have developed, let's say tomorrow I opened a music industry, ठीक, मैंने कुछ वहाँ काम किया, and then I took I released a music, small music of 3 minutes, right? तो आपने किसी को वो कर दिया, किसी का और का म्यूजिक आपने इन्फ्लुएंस कर दिया, उस अगले के पास जो थर्ड पार्टी है उसके पास भी तो वही राइट है कि उसको भी मैंडेटरी नहीं है कॉपीराइट रजिस्टर करना। लेकिन अगर सपोज करिए आपका रजिस्टर्ड है तो आपका अपर राइट हो जाता है। तो आईपी मैनेजमेंट ऑलवेज सेज दैट यू शुड हैव अ रजिस्टर्ड आईपी इवन इफ इट इज नॉट मैंडेटरी। register a trademark and register a copyright, right? This was trademark, copyright and patents, the most important thing. Finally, I will also give you last 5 tips which is very important to have a good IP management in startup. First is evaluate your startup. You need to evaluate and you need to prioritize your startup. जैसा मैंने कहा, सब कुछ मैं रिपीट करूंगा, बट हाँ आपके लिए मैं you are getting a glimpse of what all I have done. You need to register your startup. You need to prioritize your startup. Believe me, there are around 70 to 80% startups with which they don't prioritize it. They don't evaluate it. That is very important. Non-evaluation of startup will be not beneficial, which will be lost to you itself as a startup. You need to evaluate and you need to prioritize your startup, right? Because if you are not prioritizing it, around 95% chances are there that you will end up losing your IP, and you will end up losing your the commercialization aspect of IP. So you need to first of all evaluate and prioritize your startup IP. Right? Second, as I told you, register your IP. तो आपको registration किसी भी हाल में IP management के लिए करना है. Only because of the fact that if you are thinking okay fine, because I tell you one example. There was a startup which came to us, and that startup was dealing with some of the software industry itself. And that startup was again, that question came, that the person asked, they were using the name prior to that already registered one. So what they did is that they have not registered their IP, they have not registered their trademark. But when we searched the trademark, we found that there are around more than 100 marks that were already deceptively similar to that mark. Now see, आपने रजिस्टर किया नहीं, आपने रजिस्टर करता नहीं, और आपने बिजनेस शुरू कर दिया करना। 1-2 साल में बिजनेस किया, आपने जिस लोकेलिटी में बिजनेस किया वहां पे आपने एक अच्छा कंज्यूमर बेस बना लिया। अब फिर बाद में आपने सोचा कि चलो ठीक है रजिस्टर करते हैं। रजिस्ट्रेशन के बाद आपको ऑपोजिशन आ गया, आपका ऑपोजिशन आ गया कई सारे, आपको ट्रेडमार्क ने रजिस्ट्रेशन ही नहीं दिया क्योंकि ऑलरेडी रजिस्टर्ड मार्क है। तो उस केस में फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल रजिस्टर इट। ये बहुत डिले करते हैं स्टार्टअप्स। तो एंड दिस इज बिकॉज एक्चुअली व्हाट आई विल आल्सो टेल यू वन थिंग, the mistakes are not means I feel that as we talk to all those people, it's more of because they are not having that knowledge of IPR, more of a reason of not having a knowledge of IPR, and because they are already concentrating on their own perspective, and that's okay. We understand that, that's okay. But actually there are some things like these, whatever I'm saying, these are something which don't require any expertise or any knowledge of IPR. There are something which is your own economic significance, right? Your own commercialization of your startup. So important है कि आप register करें. Third important है, keep a check and due diligence of IP. मतलब ये बहुत important है, जैसे मैंने कहा IP management के लिए कि IP management does not mean that you are only concentrating on your own IP. It means that you are concentrating on another's IP as well. बहुत chances ऐसे होते हैं कि इसमें I will give you a real example. इसमें एक patent को बढ़ाने के लिए एक startup था, and they took a huge amount of investment from various investors, and they developed around like 1.5 years they took to have a patent developed, and after that there was already a patent in the public domain. See what loss is there. They are spending 1.5 years, they are spending crores. That is why it is important to have a due diligence of IP. you have to understand before starting, you have to understand कि market में क्या है, because market is developing every second. So every second आप देखेंगे हर दिन trademark registry में कोई ना कोई नया mark आ रहा है. It is, you are not imagining the level of market enhancement that is going on in these days, right? So market के perspective में you need to understand that you are having a due diligence of IP. Fourth point, you have to have a strong IP policies. यहाँ मिस्टेक ऐसी होती है कि स्टार्टअप तो बन गया लेकिन उनके अंदर कोई आईपी पॉलिसी है ही नहीं. क्या पेटेंट है, क्या ट्रेडमार्क है, कौन क्या कर रहा है, कोई समझ में नहीं आ रहा. अच्छा ये जब जरूरत हो तब दिमाग में आता है कि हाँ ये पेटेंट है. तो देयर हैज टू बी एन आईपी पॉलिसी. व्हाट वी से इज आईपी स्ट्रेटेजी. देयर हैव टू बी एन आईपी स्ट्रेटेजी इन द कंपनी इटसेल्फ सो दैट देयर शुड नॉट बी एनी डिस्प्यूट्स. इंटरनल डिस्प्यूट्स बहुत होते हैं, एम्प्लॉयर के बीच में डिस्प्यूट्स हो गया. There are a lot of issues. So you need to have an IP policies. And last but not the least, and I think it's the most important, is a strong IP agreement. IP agreement, I hope कि आपको importance of contract drafting पता होगा. You must be knowing about contract drafting and how important it is and how each word of contract drafting is important. You need to understand that this IP agreements are very important. जैसे मैंने आपसे पेटेंट के बारे में कहा, मैंने कहा कि जब आपके पास आपको पेटेंट पोर्टफोलियो आपका पता है तो आपको उसके बाद आपको जानकारी इसकी भी होनी चाहिए कि कौन किसके पास पेटेंट्स है. आपको पेटेंट की जरूरत है, आप लाइसेंसिंग डीड बनाएं. चांसेस बहुत सारे इसमें ऐसे होते हैं कि सपोज लेट्स से यू आर हैविंग अ थर्ड पार्टी, यू आर हैविंग एन एग्रीमेंट विद थर्ड पार्टी. आपने आईपी का एग्रीमेंट कर लिया लेकिन आप यही भूल गए कि अगला इंसान जो थर्ड पार्टी के साथ जिसके साथ आप लाइसेंस कर रहे हैं, क्या उसका आईपी टोटल सही है कि नहीं. होता क्या है कि वो खुद थर्ड पार्टी का आईपी भी कहीं किसी आईपी को इन्फ्रिंज कर रहा हो, चांसेस हैं. तो ड्यू डिलिजेंस एंड एग्रीमेंट एंड एवरीथिंग, कितना लॉयल्टीज होगा, क्या लाइसेंसिंग टर्म्स होगा, द नॉट ओनली विद द थर्ड पार्टी बट ऑल्सो इंटरनली होना चाहिए. कि जब आप किसी कंपनी में स्टार्टअप के लिए काम कर रहे हैं, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट योर एम्प्लॉयर एंड एम्प्लॉय देयर हैज टू बी अ पर्टिकुलर आईपी एग्रीमेंट कि इफ दैट एम्प्लॉयर और एम्प्लॉय डेवलप्स एन आईपी, कौन उसका ओनर होगा. इस सब there are all sort of things which are in the IP agreement deeds and IP between the co-founders. ऐसे होते हैं कि कई सारे स्टार्टअप 3-4 लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं बट दे फॉरगेट कि उन्हीं के बीच में क्या एग्रीमेंट होना चाहिए. तो किसी थर्ड पार्टी ने आईपी बनाया तो वो तीनों लोगों ने कोई एग्रीमेंट ही नहीं बनाया. उसके बाद फिर जब आईपी फेमस हुआ तो ओनरशिप की बात आ गई, कौन ओनरशिप है. फिर उन्होंने कहा कि जो मैंने बनाया मैं ओनरशिप हूँ. तो उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं भैया आप तो हमारे स्टार्टअप के साथ थे, ये तो ओनरशिप स्टार्टअप में होना चाहिए. डिस्प्यूट्स, आई एम टेलिंग यू द रियल टाइम एग्जांपल्स, राइट. ये ऐसे डिस्प्यूट्स मैं नहीं बोल रहा, ऐसे होते हैं और मैंने एक्सपीरियंस देखा है, लोगों से बात होती रहती है. दीज आर ऑल द थिंग्स व्हिच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड, राइट. आईपी register, prioritize, register, have a due diligence, have a strong IP policy, and have a strong IP agreement with startup, within yourself and within the third party as well. So this was the business perspective of what you feel of an IP management of the business. I want to tell you one thing, that whatever I have taught you and whatever you have been listening right now is just a drop in the bucket, as a famous phrase is, because there are an yearly course work going on this perspective of IP management. Whatever I have told you is just a drop in the bucket. There are lots and lots of things. Like when we deal about patents, there are lots and lots of things कि patents में अच्छा ये IP licensing deals में ऐसे कैसे होना चाहिए, अच्छा patents में किस patent में आप deal कर रहे हैं. Hundreds of entry cases are there, and believe me, these all entry cases are in a business perspective, not in a law perspective. Law तो था ही, हम लोग तो उसको छोड़ चुके हैं, इतना basic understanding लेके हम लोग IP management में आ चुके हैं. That's why the topic and the issue what I have told you and what all I was speaking of is just a drop in the bucket. You need to, if you are very interested in IP management and if you are very interested in understanding IPR, you need to understand more. You need to read more cases and more analysis, right? So yeah, that's what the point is, that if you are having an interest in IPR, you need to understand more about reading books and more about reading articles, write articles on IPR. And if you are understanding this IP management, there are lots of courses going on in IPR, innovation clubs and all. So do it. And I think this is something which is more than enough for you for like 1 hour. I think I feel so, because you got the basic understanding of IPR and you got the basic understanding of IP management itself. So I think it's more than enough. And if you have any question, let me know. I hope you liked it. Thank you.
If you have any question, then you can be asked, sir.
It took a lot of time. I think it's 1 hour more than that.
Yes, Pankaj, you may ask.
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Sir, my question is related to the transfer of intellectual property right. सर मेरा एक सीधा क्वेश्चन है, किसी बंदे ने अपना स्टार्टअप शुरू किया और 5 साल के बाद वो काम करना फेलियर हो गया, तो अगर हम किसी फेलियर बंदे से अपने स्टार्टअप को ट्रांसफर कराना चाहते हैं अपने नाम, या हम अपने फेलियर सिस्टम को ट्रांसफर करना चाहते हैं दूसरे के नाम में, तो इसके लिए क्या प्रोसीजर होगा सर?
बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन है, मतलब ये बेसिक क्वेश्चन है, क्योंकि सर ये होता है और कई सारे स्टार्टअप सर डेवलप कर लेते हैं और फिर उसके बाद वो इनको इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं मिलता तो फेल हो जाते हैं। सर आपको आईबी लॉज में सारे के सारे असाइनमेंट के राइट्स दिए होते हैं, ठीक? तो आपके पास पेटेंट्स ट्रेडमार्क तक के असाइनमेंट के राइट होते हैं। आप किसी भी चीज को और किसी भी आईपी को किसी और पार्टी को असाइन कर सकते हैं जो आपके बीच में एग्रीमेंट हो, या आपने कुछ कहा कि लाइसेंस होना चाहिए या फिर हमको रॉयल्टी पे करते रहना। तो सर ये जो आपने पूछा कि जो 5 साल होता है सर, बहुत होता है। इसमें क्या होता है कि सर 90% में उनको इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं मिला, तो दे एंड अप फेलिंग इट एंड दे एंड अप स्टॉपिंग द स्टार्टअप, राइट? तो व्हाट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट इज दैट कि उनको राइट है सर, असाइनमेंट का राइट है, वो असाइन कर दें, लाइसेंस कर दें, और इन पर ट्रेडमार्क भी है, उनको ट्रेडमार्क को भी वो असाइन कर सकते हैं। तो सर ये सब राइट्स हमारे पेटेंट्स लॉ और ट्रेडमार्क आईपी लॉ में दिया हुआ है सर।
म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग
सर क्या हुआ?
म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिटवीन टू पार्टीज,
एमओयू बना ले, हाँ वो अलग बात है। मैंने कहा ना कि ये एग्रीमेंट है सर, वो दो पार्टीज में कैसे हो सकता है एग्रीमेंट, राइट? लेकिन जो पेटेंट, जैसे मेरे पास पेटेंट है ना सर, तो मैं आपको पेटेंट देने के लिए पूरा अधिकार, मेरा राइट्स है कि मैं आपको असाइन कर सकता हूँ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। मैं बस एग्रीमेंट कैसा हो, वो एमओयू, मेमोरेंडम ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग, म्यूचुअल जो भी आपका है वो हो सकता है।
थैंक यू सर, धन्यवाद सर।
थैंक यू सर।
Any other question? Anyone else wanted to ask any question to sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may ask.
Good evening, sir. Sir, as I am new to this topic, just curious to know that you have told us a patent is for the new inventions or the new things which are new to the society. So, for how long it lasts? Like we are patenting anything, giving trademark to anything. So, for how long it lasts? It is for eternity or it has a certain time period?
Patent lasts for 20 years.
And is there a difference between trademarks and other things?
I'm telling you. Patent is for 20 years. ठीक? Trademark is for 10 years. Copyright is for 60 years. Design is for 10 years. Semiconductor layout design is for 10 years. All are different terms and all have a different years of this thing. What do you say? Different terms of your for till when you are holding your IP. You are not holding your IP till eternity. In the case of trademark, as I told you, trademark is for 10 years. In trademark, there is an option that after 10 years you get it, you get renewed. So I can say that trademark can be held till eternity. The word eternity I will use since you are using it. The word eternity, trademark can be used till eternity because every 10 years you are getting it renewed. But no eternity in terms of copyright, in terms of patent. Patent is for 20 years, copyright 60 years after the death of author, and all sort of things, design 10 years and all things are there. Clear? Clear?
Okay, any other question? Sir, Dr. Pankaj Sharma wants to. Sir, you may ask.
I want to ask question.
Okay, what's your name? You may ask. You may ask your question, ma'am.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I want to know about the copyright in detail. कि copyright में आपको क्या-क्या essential condition जरूरी है?
I think ये तो बहुत that is very long. Essential condition means that you are having since copyright protects your artistic expression work, तो एसेंशियल वही है जो आप मैंने आपसे ऑलरेडी ट्रेडमार्क और पेटेंट्स में कहा, बस वही है कि वो पेटेंट्स और ट्रेडमार्क में काफ़ी ज़्यादा हद तक स्ट्रक्चर्ड है, और कॉपीराइट क्योंकि नॉन मैंडेटरी है और हर दिन फिल्म टाइटल्स बन रहे हैं, तो अगेन आपका जो कॉपीराइट है वो न्यू होना चाहिए। और सबसे बड़ी बात, लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल आपने कल को एक गाना बनाया, फॉर एग्जांपल कोई भी गाना ले लीजिए, तो आपका कॉपीराइट आपके गाने के वर्ड्स पे नहीं है, बल्कि आपका कॉपीराइट आपके एक्सप्रेशन पे है, राइट? So you need to understand that your copyright is only on your expression and not your idea. I will suggest that since it is a very long topic, and if I will go inside, it will take around more than 10 minutes or more than that. So you can go, and also I have delivered a lecture and it is available on YouTube. You can just type my name and just type your copyright and idea expression. So मैंने वहाँ पे पूरा 1 घंटा एक्सटेंसिवली डील किया है कॉपीराइट पे, तो आप वहाँ पे जाके मेरा वो देख सकते हैं, सब कुछ क्लियर है वहाँ पे मेंशन किया मैंने।
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
सर एक क्वेश्चन था, जैसे पेटेंट हो गया, ये कॉपीराइट हो गया, ट्रेडमार्क हो गया, इसका कुछ डिफाइंड टेरिटरी का ऑप्शन रहता है, या इट्स कभी भी जाते हैं, मतलब इट्स प्री डिफाइंड कि हाँ ये पूरा वर्ल्ड में अप्लाई होगा, या पर्टिकुलर स्टेट्स में अप्लाई होगा, या कंट्री में अप्लाई, इसका कुछ हाउ इट्स बीन टेरिटरी इज बीन डिफाइंड?
आई एम सो सॉरी सर, ये चीज़ मैं बताना भूल गया। थैंक यू फॉर दिस। ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट IPR इज टेरिटोरियल इन नेचर। आपका IP जो आपने इंडिया में लिया वो सिर्फ इंडिया तक एप्लीकेबल है, ये याद रहे। तो एवरी IP जो US में IP होंगे, जो जापान में IP होगा, इन द वर्ल्ड द IP इज ऑलवेज, द IP राइट्स आर ऑलवेज टेरिटोरियल इन नेचर। हर उसी टेरिटरी में आपके IP राइट्स हैं ना, वर्ल्ड में नहीं है आपके IP राइट्स। किसी भी चीज में देख लीजिए, वर्ल्ड लेवल पे नहीं होते। कुछ कुछ जगहों पे कंफ्यूजन देने के लिए आपको इंटरनेशनल IP एप्लीकेशन दे दिया जाता है, ऐसा कुछ है नहीं। हम लोग डील कर रहे हैं, हमेशा IP राइट्स आपके टेरिटोरियल इन नेचर होते हैं, आपके वर्ल्ड लेवल पे नहीं। इंडिया है तो इंडिया में ही होंगे, बाहर नहीं होंगे। जी सर।
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन अभी it's related to latest discussion on vaccines which is happening, और वहाँ पे बहुत सारा डिस्कशन हो रहा है कि there is India which has as a country has kind of put forward some relaxation on IP rights. Sir, इसमें I just want to know कि what are these relaxation of IP rights that is being talked about, and what how will it will empower the vaccine or let's say pharmaceutical companies to manufacture vaccine?
That's good. This topic is something different from the topic we are discussing, but yeah, okay, I will give you some light on this. Particularly as per the news is concerned, the India and South Africa seeks for IP waiver, right, in WTO, which was also supported by US. So what is basically an IP waiver is, right? तो जैसा कि मैंने आपसे कहा कि जब आपके पास पेटेंट होता है 20 years का, आपके पास टाइम लिमिट होता है, तो let's say for example if a company is there, let's say Ranbaxy, bigger company, Pfizer, these are all bigger pharmaceutical companies, तो उनके पास उनके दवाई का पेटेंट होता है, राइट? एग्जैक्टली, क्लियर। तो इंडिया जो टॉप IP वेवर कर रहा है वो कोविड-19 वैक्सीन के लिए कर रहा है। अगर IP वेव हो जाएगा तो जितने कंपनी जिन्होंने अब तक कोविड-19 के वैक्सीन बना लिए हैं, उनको सारे के सारे डिटेल्स जैसे वो अपने वैक्सीन को बनाए हैं उसको उनको देना पड़ेगा। ये दैट इज वो उनका IP है, तो दैट वो उनकी मोनोपोली नहीं रह जाएगी उसमें। तो इसीलिए कुछ कंट्रीज इसको कर रही है कि हाँ नहीं होना चाहिए, दैट शुड बी देयर, एंड सम कंट्रीज आर सेइंग दैट शुड नॉट बी देयर बिकॉज इट विल अफेक्ट द फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनीज. So those countries which are dealing with from the side of pharmaceutical, like Germany, I think Germany, Paris, and all countries says that IP waiver should not be there. So the contention of India was only there because if IP waiver is there, then all those people who are developing the COVID-19 vaccines need to give the development of all sort of जितना क्या कैसे उन्होंने वैक्सीन बनाया है, they need to give to the person. उससे क्या होगा कि जो डेवलपमेंट ऑफ वैक्सीन पूरे वर्ल्ड में चल रही हैं वो स्पीड अप हो जाएंगी. प्लस अगर ये पब्लिक डोमेन में आ गई तो बहुत लार्ज स्केल का जो रॉयल्टी होता है, जो कि मैंने रॉयल्टी की बात की, लाइसेंसिंग फीस वाला, वो नहीं रह जाएगा. वो पब्लिक डोमेन में आ गया, सबको प्रोवाइड करना है तो सस्ते में भी हो जाएगा चीजें. क्योंकि लाइसेंसिंग अगर हम बिलियन डॉलर्स के लाइसेंसिंग कर रहे हैं किसी कंपनी के साथ, तो वी नीड द ड्रग्स रेट विल आल्सो बी हायर, राइट? In that case, IP waiver is very important, and this is what India is talking about. It still needs to be discussed at the global forum of WTO. अभी तक clear नहीं हुआ इसमें. US is supporting. I think it's clear. It's clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes.
Yeah. Sir, as you said that it is a very lengthy process. So I just want to ask you that, in future, whether there are chances that, this lengthy process, can we get any alternative solution for it? like we have pendencies in code, we have an alternative solution for that, like we have, like it's ADR, so is there any scope that
And
these lengthy process can be minimized?
actually, see, intellectual properties are generally very technical in nature, and they hold a lot of value. A lot of value means the fathom of value is more than you can imagine. It means millions and billions of dollars. So yes, I feel that ADR. I don't think intellectual property and ADR issues are rising up, and there are also a few companies which are dealing with this, like especially in trademark cases, which are dealing with this ADR issues and developing out of court settlement. But we need to think in the future what happens. I don't feel any such policy which is government is coming up that could speed up any intellectual property execution. But let's see, as you told about ADR, out of court settlement, mediation, and all. It might be that in future we will see some of the aspect of IPR being very fast paced. But one more thing I would like to make you note that since I told you about this technical in nature, uh, due to this technicality, most of the time duration that is being there is due to the technicality of intellectual property, especially of patents and all. So time is required. Actually, when you are trying to deal with this FER means when there is some patent and there is some infringement, we as a lawyer file FER. FER means first examination report. So it took around 6 months time to file, right? So that's what technicality in nature is, and that's why I don't feel that it should be anytime. It's going to be soon, anytime, very fast paced. But let's see what happens. ADR is a good option. Yeah, I totally understand that. But yeah, firms are not dealing with APR. You have to understand there are Indian IP firms. There are very less firms which are dealing with this IP and ADR. So let's see what happens.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, any other question?
So I think, sir.
Yes, sir. All questions are
no questions. Sir. I think now you are
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर, एक क्वेश्चन है। मान लो कि एक बंदा जो है मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी में काम कर रहा है, ठीक है, मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी में काम कर रहा है, तो उस केस में क्या ये जरूरी है कि जिस कंट्री में बेस करता है वही उसी कंट्री पे वो अपना पेटेंट रेज करे, या दूसरे कंट्री में भी उसकी कंपनी रेज कर सकती है फॉर द सेम पर्सन?
नहीं, सेम सही है। आप अगर एक मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी है, जैसे आप कहें कई सारे मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज के एग्जांपल ले सकते हैं आप, सैमसंग एंड ऑल। इनके पेटेंट्स साउथ कोरिया में भी हैं, इनके पेटेंट्स जापान में भी हैं, इनके पेटेंट्स इंडिया में भी हैं। हर कंट्री में कर सकता है, सारे की सारी फ्री हैं वर्ल्ड लेवल पे। सारे की सारी कंट्रीज, कोई मल्टीनेशनल कॉर्पोरेशन किसी भी कंट्री में फुलफिल कर सकता है। हाँ, जिस कंट्री में आप जा रहे हैं उसकी कंट्री का लॉ पढ़ लीजिएगा। ये
नहीं, मेरा स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन ये था, मान लो जिस बंदा ने डेवलप किया है, जाहिर सी बात वो चाहेगा कि मैं इंडिया में करूं, लेट्स से इंडियन है वो, ठीक है, लेकिन उसको लगा कि नहीं ये ऑलरेडी किसी ने इसको यूज करके रखा है, सो व्हाई शुड नॉट आई ट्राई द सेम थिंग इन द अदर कंट्री, फ्रॉम अदर कंट्री?
हाँ, एग्जैक्टली मैंने बोला कोई भी व्यक्ति आप जैसे हैं, अगर आप लेट्स से आप इस समय यूएस में हैं और आपने कुछ चीज डेवलप किया और आपको लगता है कि चलो यूएस में तो ये पेटेंट ऑलरेडी है, आपको लगा कि चलो ठीक है हम इंडिया में फाइल करते हैं, ठीक, तो आपको लगा कि इंडिया में तो कोई पेटेंट है नहीं इसका, तो आप फाइल कर सकते हैं, आपको कोई रोकता नहीं है। हाँ, बस ये है कि आपको इंडियन के पेटेंट लॉ के अकॉर्डिंग करना पड़ेगा।
Because of novelty criteria, you will not be granted a patent in India because it has to be worldwide, novel. So you can surely file, but it cannot be granted.
That's something which is a perspective of a lawyer. If you are filing that's very true. Patents, if they are already granted patent in US, you will get an objection for that in your patent filing report. If you have having that patent already in US, but if you can fulfill that objection, nobody stops you. That is what I'm trying to say. His question was only for the filing, right? Granting is something which is 2 years back, and all procedure होगा, फिर उसके बाद filing होगा. But yeah, nobody stops him from filing. And if there is an objection, he has the right to fulfill that objection, and he has the right to fulfill all the reports, right? And if he feels successful in that report, he will be granted patent as well. I also know that. But yeah, ऑब्जेक्शन होगा, क्योंकि फिर वर्ल्ड वाइड में आपको ये आ जाएगा कि हाँ यूएस में ऐसे पेटेंट्स हैं, दैट विल कम अंडर द ऑब्जेक्शन. दैट्स व्हाई आई विल से पेटेंट सर्चिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. या
So, although very specific, I just wanted to know with the recent voluntary license given by Pfizer to NATCO for the COVID vaccine. And I remember initially NATCO has got a compulsory license from the patent office. So now when they have a voluntary license from the Pfizer, do you have a view about it? Can you throw some light on it?
I am actually not following this baricitinib. Talking about baricitinib drug.
Baricitinib drug.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not following that whole news of IPR of NATCO, so I will not be able to comment on this.
Okay.
I know the drug, because they have got this voluntary license, I think on Tuesday, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, recently. So this is like very contrary. Once where the government is giving you license, and now the voluntarily Pfizer has given okay power. So I don't know how it would go forward. I
That
thought
was contrary.
would tell us something.
I saw the news, but I didn't follow that news since I was busy in somewhere. So it is very wrong for me to comment on that, right? I don't know.
Okay, thank you so much.
So I
Okay,
think
sir. I think. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for enlightening our student. You very well explained about different aspects of the IPR. It is as a patent, trademark, copyright, geographic indication, designs, and you very well also explained about how to file a patent, how to file a trademark, and how to file a copyright and getting a protection on that. And also been a different aspect of the this startups and startup protection by the government as initiated recently. Policy was also been initiated by the government in 2016, Startup India initiatives. So many flexibilities is provided for the procedural aspect and for the funding aspect and for the different aspects so that they can get their IP in any initiative, in any startup. So you also been talks about various different aspect how one person can be taken IP protection when he or she wanted to initiate his startup in initial stage as research and development, and also been the patent design and also patent and design and also been for the trademark. So you very well explained, sir, about each and everything, and I hope that all the students are also been able to understand their answers, whatever questions they have raised. So thank you from all of us, sir, from the side of the IIT College of Law. Thank you for coming, sir. You given so much knowledgeable information to us students.
Just a last point. I know that this topic of IPR and IP management is very, very huge, and that's why I use the word of a drop in the bucket, right? So that is something I tried in this 1 hour time, or like 40, 45, 50 minutes time. I tried to encapsulate all such things, which is very much basic in understanding. But ultimately, as the last suggestions, I need to tell you that it is a huge topic and it requires a lot of time to understand.
Yes, sir. And sir, with all due respect, I would like to thank you, sir, for your presence at this workshop and deliver such a wonderful lecture on IPR and IP management and startup. And we really appreciate you taking out your time from a busy schedule. And it's always been our pleasure to have you with us. And we also looking forward to see you again in our upcoming event. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you
so much, participants, for your active participation. Thank you, everyone, to make this workshop successful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. It has been pleasure having you here.
Thank you.